Hi everyone, so welcome again. So in this part we'll see how you can compile, test and deploy your smart contract using Bundle React. So we have some pre-configured code setup with FA1.2 contract. In the end of this video or after the third part, you will be creating an app like this with which you can see like FA1.2 interaction demo with all those functions with minting, transfer and approve. You can do it from the web console. So let's start. Okay, so let's start with the overview of the changes we have done. You can actually get the GitHub link of the code in the description. So let's go in and dive into the code. So again, we are back with our bundle React code with FA1.2 contract that we have already pre-configured. So let's go in and check the contract folder. In the contract folder, we have demo.py. So now when I open the demo.py, it's actually the FA1.2 contract that you can see. And it is actually the latest code of FA1.2 from the SmartPy IDE that they have recently released. So you have the contract code and the test written in the same file. As you can see, you have the FA1.2 class, and when you go down, you can see you have all the scenario based testing written in it. Once you have the code that you can always get from the SmartPy IDE, you can try it out over there and you can copy paste the whole code and paste the whole thing in the contract demo.py. Once you're done with the contract, now what you can do is jump in directly to the config.json. So yeah, we are in the config.json where we have some configurations to be done. So yeah, once you're done with the contract, you can shift to the config.json where you can see the changes made. That's actually already done in the code that we are providing you. So let me just explain the same. So you can see the compile config where you have the contract name. That's actually the file name that you have inside the contract folder. Next up, you have the class name, that's the FA1.2 with the sp.address passed in it. So this will be acting as the initial storage that you have to pass. Next, you have the test config. You have to specify the contract file that consists your test. That's the same demo.py. And next, we have the test name. Test name is actually, I can show you, when you start writing the test, you have sp.addTest and a name field that is FA1.2, FA12 actually here. So you can just specify it over there and you are done with the two tests. I'll be explaining the deploy config a little bit later. Once you're done with the config changes, what you have to run is you can just go into the terminal. I am using the VS Code integrated terminal, so I'll just clear it out. Yep. Once you're done, the first thing you have to do is npm run sync. So yeah, once you run it, okay, you are done. So it's successful. So what is it? So it will make sure that the config you have updated is synced with the scripts you want to compile or deploy, so that you don't have to specify the contracts everywhere. So in this thing, means this is the thing actually that makes your life a lot easier. Once you're done with the npm run sync, we can go on and compile the contract. As you can see, you have the option where it's written like you can proceed with the next command, npm run compile. So yeah, once you see that you have the npm run compile successful, you can see there is a new folder called contract build. So contract build, which is having your Michelson code and the initial storage you have mentioned in here. Once you're done with it, so after that you have compiled it, you can do two things. First one is the check the entry points invocation formats, and the next thing is the run the test written in your contract. So let's do both of them. So we can just go on and do npm run get entry points. So what it actually gives us is all the parameters that you have and exactly the invocation formats. So why those invocation formats are needed, you will be able to understand it in the next part. Will be showing you how to interact with your contract. So yeah, now you can see all the entry points that you have. That's the get balance, that is the get allowance, that's the get total supply, that's minting. Once you're done, the next thing we are left with is the running the tests. So let's jump into the config again. Once you're into the config, I have explained about the test config. So every time you changes these two, please remember that you have to run npm run sync. So yeah, once you're done again, so I have already run that npm run sync. I'll just go on and uh, proceed with npm run tests. Oh, sorry, npm run tester. You can see, yeah, once you're done, you can see all the tests that's been run here. And what happens is all the tests that you have written in the demo.py are means the results, you can see it right there. It's not that pretty, but it's well enough you can understand that all your test has been passed or not. Once you're done with this part, now the only thing we are left in here is the deployment. So again, let's go into our config.json. Okay. Once we are again in the config.json, we have the deployment config. That's the deploy config. So the deploy config is having the node you want to interact with. The contract code, that's the name demo compile.tz. So where it is coming from? It's coming from the demo compile.tz here in the contract build. You just have to make sure that the name here and here are the same. After that you have demo storage init.tz, that's also the initial storage, and the test key one, that's the key you want to use to deploy. So make sure that the keys you want to use are actually activated in the Carthagnet testnet or in any of the net you are using. So we have the test key 1 and test key 2 as activated in Carthagnet that we are providing directly in the bundle. After that, we have to specify the amount, delegate address, fee, derivation path, storage limit, and the gas limit. That are the parameters you have to be sure about while deploying your smart contract. Once you are done with it, let's just go on and run npm run deploy. So you can see your contract got printed here. That's actually not readable because it's Michelson. But yeah, you can see the contract storage in the end. And yeah, our contract has been deployed. So yeah, you have already get the contract address in here. Let's just go in and check if our contract has got deployed in the TG stats. So yeah, it's not actually yet deployed because it may take some time to get deployed in the Carthagnet. So yeah, let's just wait for some time. Okay, I got it. So you can see that the contract has been deployed in the Carthagnet, and you can see a call, that's the origination call that is being used to deploy your contract. So thank you, and let's meet in the next part where we'll be showing the same deployed contract we'll be interacting with using Conseiljs. Thank you.